everybody, it's Vanessa here from My Dyslexic Life. This week I want to talk to you about how some chaos in my life has actually made me more dyslexic. Did you know you can actually get more dyslexic? I was chatting with Becky yesterday and I was just talking about how at the moment we're having renovations and our whole house is in chaos. Nothing is where it normally is. We're sleeping on mattresses on the floor. I mean, there is just so much chaos. And she actually picked up that this chaos was kind of causing me to be more dyslexic. And it really got me thinking, you know, dyslexia isn't a linear thing. It isn't something that on one day is really good and you know why it's really good, and on another day it's really bad and you know exactly why it's really bad. Dyslexia is really inconsistent. And what I mean by that is some days we can, our dyslexia doesn't affect us that much. Some days, you know, you wouldn't even know that you were dyslexic. And yet other days it can be really, really hard. It can be, sorry, there's just a man standing here. So I was just wondering why he was standing by my car. On other days, it can just feel like your dyslexia has got so much worse. And it has been really interesting to just look at probably the things that I do around me, which is usually tend to have quite a tidy environment. I tend to have quite a restful area around me. And when that's not there, how much it is affecting me, how much I'm getting back into that kind of anxiousness and trying to do too many things and worried about letting people down. And yeah, it's really interesting. It's really made my dyslexic symptoms much, much, much worse. And, you know, I've spoken about how after doing my Davis program, my dyslexia, or I just had better ways of coping with it. And this week has just been such a trip down memory lane almost, because my life used to feel like this all the time. I was always feeling overwhelmed. I was always feeling confused. I was always feeling stressed and anxious. And I was always felt like I was juggling so much. You know, those people, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but they have those sticks and they start spinning them and a plate starts turning and they run between all the sticks to keep all the plates spinning in the air. My life used to feel like that constantly. I felt like I was always running, trying to keep all these plates up in the air, spinning and balancing. And invariably, they would wobble and fall off. And the chaos this week has definitely brought those feelings back and definitely made my dyslexia seem worse again. And yeah, I guess I just wanted to talk about that, is sometimes there are situations or things that happen in our life that kind of make the dyslexia worse. It takes us back into that chaos. And I know for me, when I have chaos in my physical surroundings, then that I start getting a bit agitated. And, you know, dyslexia means that we are very sensitive to our environments. You know, we are so much more connected to our perceptions and our senses. And so things like mess or chaos in our environment can really kind of give us a reaction. And that's exactly what's happened this week. So it's been quite interesting. I've certainly felt probably more stressed and anxious and just disorientated than I have in a long, long time. And it's actually just been really good to notice that and to just look at how much this chaos in my life and in my environment has affected me. So there you go. You know, dyslexia isn't something that you're going to know how it's going to be every day. When you're dyslexic, there are days where you're going to feel better and your dyslexia won't seem as bad. And there are other days where your dyslexia is going to kind of just affect you. The biggest difference is just recognizing that. And I think once you can recognize it and once you know why you're going back into that overwhelmed emotional state, it can help. So I'm hoping by the time I speak to you next week, things won't be as chaotic in my life. And yeah, I'll be back on track a bit more. So I hope you have a great day wherever you are, and I'll speak to you again next week. See ya.